to the Real Estate Corner. I'm your host, Shad Boggin, and we're here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15 talking about real estate. The numbers here are 281-837-2222. And guys, we got a great show on hand for you tonight. I've got Brandi Sullivan from the City of Houston in to talk about their revamped down payment assistance program. This is a program that's they've been working on it, making it better. Now they're ready to really roll it out and get you guys to sign up for it. Also in the studio with us, I've got a new sponsor, Prosperity Bank. I've got Jose here in the studio with us, and Jose is our new sponsor with Prosperity Bank. This guy has a great loan. No one in the city has a loan as good as Prosperity Bank, and Jose is going to tell you some details about it. The numbers here again are 281-837-2222. My name is Shad Boggany. I'm here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15. This is the longest running radio show in Houston on real estate. This is our 28th year doing this show at the same time every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15. You can also catch us on Iconic TV, station 15.10, Saturday morning at 9 and Sunday night at 8, in case you miss us. The numbers here again are 281-837-2222. Now let me tell you where you can listen to this show at. You can listen to us at 96.9 FM, or you can go to 1360 AM and listen to this show every Tuesday. One thing I wanted to bring up, if you're online, streaming online, you're at work, you can hear us on www.realestatecorner.info. You can listen to the show streaming audio, guys. Then you can also go to a new app that somebody just told me about, TuneIn app. You can listen in your car, wherever you may. It's a TuneIn app, and you can hear this show on the TuneIn app. The numbers here again are 281-837-2222. I want to welcome the AKAs to Houston. I'm an alpha, and I'd like to welcome all our sisters here and enjoy this great city and understand why so many people, and why we're the fourth largest city, and why people move to Houston all the time because of all the entertainment, everything that we have to offer. And I welcome you. I hope you enjoy your time here. And to all the AKAs here in Houston, thank you for bringing that convention to Houston. We need it. Let's move on to my next topic. As we moving down, my topic's fairly good. I would be remiss not talking to you about our sponsors to this show, Prosperity Bank and American Title, and my favorite hardware store, Dixie Hardware, down on Cullen and OST. Let me talk to you about our feature home of the week. See, I told you I had lots of stuff on our feature home of the week. We've got a house that we listed. It's a beautiful home. It's listed right at 9638 Beverly Hills. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house, 2-car garage. It's between Richmond and Westheimer. It's 2,300 square feet. This home sells for $278,900. I don't know where anywhere in the Galleria that you can put a pool in the backyard. You have a big lot. You close restaurants, shops for $278,900 in the Galleria. It's a gorgeous home, hardwood floors on the second floor. It has a game room, has formal living, also has a den, also has a extra room that could be a study or a library. Hardwood floors, real hardwood floors, all across the second floor. This is a gorgeous home. For more information, just simply call somebody on the Shad Boggany team at 713-667-1000. That's 713-667-1000. Well, now that we've paid the bills, we need to get on with the show. Brandi, thank you so much, and I want to thank you for coming out to the Affordable Housing Summit that we did. I really do appreciate you being there. So tell us about this revamped program that you guys have put together.
Yes, first of all, thank you for having me. I'm enjoying being in the mix of all of this that's going on. And as far as the new program goes, we have done a lot of tremendous changes. The first being making it more streamlined. It's more user-friendly. We can get through processing faster. The way that we did that was by partnering with our lender partners and streamlining our process basically to that of a lender and an underwriter's process. Secondly, we brought on some electronic processing. We now are no longer paper-based in 2018, so we now have an electronic process that makes our flows go through a little bit better.
For those, Brandi, who don't use computers, because they're out there,
yes.
What does electronic processing mean?
That means we are paperless.
Okay.
We receive the documents electronically and we process them electronically without having to go through the actual paper-based process.
Okay. For those who are listening and you want to know what that meant, guys, you got to get an email. You've got to get a computer. You can't do everything on your phone. I see people trying to sign documents, everything. You got to, they're cheap. Okay, Brandi, I'm sorry.
That's okay. And lastly, we modified the criteria. The biggest thing we did was switch from a more strenuous or stringent funding source to one that is a lot more lax, and that allowed us to open up the pipeline a little bit more so that we can get more people inside.
So as we move with this program, can you do it on single-family townhouses, condos, or are you limited to what houses you can use this program with?
It is available to any 1 to 4 family, single-family home definition. So anything over a 4-unit property would not be qualified, but you can do townhouses and condos.
Okay. And what I'm going to need you to do, everybody, including myself, is move as close to the mic as we can. We are working with our signals because we want to make sure that everybody can hear you. So, Brandi, what's the down payment assistance program? How much money are we talking about?
We are talking about up to $25,000 to cover down payment, closing costs, and prepaids.
All right, up to 25.
Yes.
Okay. What are the limits on that up to 25? Can I make $100,000 and want to live in the hood and get this money? How does it work?
Not quite.
Okay.
So this is a HUD-funded program through CDBG or Community Development Block Grant dollars. And because he who has the money makes the rules, they dictate that we have to use this product to service low to moderate or entry-level buyers. And that is basically meaning that first-time home buyers have to be at a certain income level to qualify for this program. We are annually given a max annual income for a household that they can use to qualify for this program.
Okay. Now, as we move toward this program, what are some of the lenders that work with you on this program? And that's when I'm going to, Jose, you're with Prosperity Bank. You work with this program, and I know you're one of the lenders, but tell us about some of your lenders that are with this program.
Right. So we work with lenders of all sizes. We accept anything except an ARM, so VA, conventional, and FHA loans. We have large banks as large as Amegy, Wells Fargo, Chase. We have middle size as well as your local banks. It's a very user-friendly product, so we utilize every bank's size and level. Okay.
We're going to, Jose, you're here. First time. We've talked many, many times. You work with Brandi's down payment assistance program. So tell us a little bit about your program that you guys got going on with Prosperity. And thanks again for being a sponsor of the show. Jose Aki with Prosperity Bank.
And Chad, again, as Brandi said, thank you for inviting us and allowing us to be part of this and for joining Brandi today. You know, the purpose of Prosperity Bank introducing our Homeownership Possibilities program was to enhance the opportunity for our low to moderate income families achieve home ownership in Oklahoma and in Texas. That's where our footprint is. So along with that, we took the opportunity to join individuals like yourself and Brandi, who I have to thank you early on in the process last year. You opened your door to us. So we've been continuously trying to improve this program, which essentially is a 30-year fixed-rate program, fixed-rate mortgage, that allows individuals for their primary residence to right now enter into this product with 100% financing. Now, that is financing 100% of the price of the property or the value, whichever is less. There is no private mortgage insurance on this product. It does, again, have to be your primary residence, but we will go up to 100% of the median income level per HUD in the county they're going to be in.
So what is it in Harris County?
So in Harris County, currently, that's $74,900 for
Okay.
2018.
Now, your program's 100%, but Brandi, you giving me $25,000 if I qualify. So could I take that 25 and buy down the price of the house?
You can, but not at 100% AMI. My
Okay.
program goes up to 80% AMI.
Okay, so it's going to be some adjustments there, but for
Yes.
those who are looking to buy your first home, you're trying to get in there and squeeze because home prices are up, guys, and we've got to have and we're going to talk about an attitude adjustment tonight because home prices are up, and if you don't have the right attitude, you will continue to rent and rent. And it's not going to get any better for you. And we'll talk a little bit about that. So if I'm getting 100% from him, I can take that 25 to help me qualify as long as I fit between that 70 to 80% percentile.
Correct. On
Okay.
your income level.
All right. Now, if I had saved $50,000, I've been working at the washateria all this time. I don't, I walk to work, don't spend a lot of money, staying at home with my parents, and I got money I've been saving. So can I take this 50 and put with your money, and that means that if I'm looking at 125 and I want to get down to buy a house, I can combine both of those. But what's the amount of money that you look at people having to save that helps them with the program?
So the maximum amount of money that you can have in reserves or liquid assets is $15,000. We're going to verify those assets and make sure that you don't have more than that in order to qualify for the program.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the Real Estate Corner, or you're viewing us on Iconic TV on Saturday morning. We're here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with our guest, Jose Oxy, and we got Brandi Sullivan here in the studio, and we're going to take a quick break. Be right back. Thank you. Thinking about buying or selling, real estate can be a very complicated process. Finding one, how much can you afford? Get survey, put a home on the market, review the net sheets, taxes, advice on financing, homestead exemptions, advice on insurance, what kind of mortgage, inspections, considering offers, negotiations, submitting an offer, how good are the schools, down payment assistance, title insurance, home warranties, closing costs, final walkthrough. These are the pieces of the puzzle of home ownership. I'm the person who helps put it together and the glue that keeps it together. Give me a call, Shad Bogany.
%, financing based on lesser purchase price or appraised value. Loans subject to income eligibility requirement and credit approval. Escrow required. This ad is not a commitment to lend. Other restrictions apply. NMLS number 466414. Texas and Oklahoma only. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Guys, the HOPP program by Prosperity Bank, I've been doing this for over 30-some years, and I will tell you this is one of the best loans that I've seen, and they have higher income levels. If you fit into where Brandi's at the 80%, that's $15,000, or if the 70%, they're $25,000, and you're able to combine this with the HOPP program, this may give you an opportunity, or you've been saving your money, and you combine all three programs. This is an awesome loan. No MI. That saves you a couple of $100 a month on your payment right there, which helps you qualify for a little bit better. And this is what I really like about your program, Jose. 600 credit score. 600 credit score. Nobody's doing down payment assistance or anything for a 600 credit score. Minimum is 620, used to be 640, and I used to fight and say that's just not right. And finally, some of them dropped to 620. Brandi, is there any credit score on your program?
No credit score. You just got to get approved.
Great. So, Brandi, walk us through the process. So I've showed up. I've heard you on the Real Estate Corner, and I want to use this loan. So walk a consumer through the process of being able to use this loan and everything that needs to be done. You need to get your pencil and paper. Brandi's going to walk you through it.
Okay, so it's a really simple process. Before you come to us to apply, you do need to first have what's called a first-time homebuyer's education certificate. That is our requirement to understand that you are an informed buyer and you've taken that course and are pretty much ready to proceed with the home buying process. Secondly, you have to have a pre-approval from a lender. We want to make sure that you are credit worthy and in a position to be able to move forward, and that you are able to be an educated consumer and buy with the pre-approval. So that you have the pre-approval and the first-time homebuyer's education course. Next, you're going to go and place a house under contract using your realtor. You then come back to us and say, hey, this is what we have under contract. We're going to work with your lender and your realtor to get the necessary documents that we need to process that loan. Just like your lender, you're going to get a pre-approval with them as well as with us. Once that contract documents are in place, we're going to do a processing and underwriting the same way that your lender will. After we verify everything that with the underwriting, we're going to do an inspection the same way that you would do it in getting your own private inspection. If that clears as well, then you're going to go through a final approval with us as well as your lender. And typically we're able to close out your loan in 2 weeks and get you fully approved.
So, Brandi, what's the timeline to get a loan through? Jose, how long it takes your loan to go through?
So on average, from beginning to end, we close on average 30, 35 days.
Okay. So, Brandi, with your step in there, how long does it take to get approval with you?
2 weeks, and we are inside of that 30 to 45 day time
Okay.
frame.
So to get this process done where you're getting down payment assistance and working with the lender, you're looking anywhere between 30 to 45 days. That's why it's so important when Jose tells you he needs something, you need to get it. You don't take your time because things change. And so that's why I wanted them to give the timeline. Now, on your end, do you pay any money back? So, you know, I'm in that 70 to 80, but God has blessed me and I got a better job now. So do I still get the same money? Do I still have to pay it back if I decide now I want to move on to a bigger house now?
Right. So you have 5-year affordability period. We require you to stay in the home for 5 years. There's a 20% reduction on the $15,000 or $25,000 that you get. So each year of completed residency, we will reduce the loan amount. If you stay 3 of the 5 years, you only owe for 2.
Okay, so that program works.
Yes.
And the reason this is important because we need the money back into the city to continue to do these types of programs in there. And so, Brandi, if they stay there 5 years, it's totally forgiven.
Totally forgiven.
Okay, numbers here again, 281-837-2222. That's 281-837-2222. If you're flipping the dial, thought you're going to hear a little gospel tonight, well, you are the gospel of real estate. And we're having our real estate corner show. We're here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15. And my guest in the studio is Brandi Sullivan with the City of Houston. Jose Oxley. Jose is with Prosperity Bank. He's one of our new sponsors, and he's here to talk about their HOPP program. So I want to go over to you, Jose. One of the things when we were talking about doing this show today, I wanted you to tell me what doesn't work in this program. So I don't need to know what works. I want to know what doesn't work because usually that's where the issues are.
And, you know, Chad, one of the challenges, and I appreciate you mentioning, we're on the clock. We're trying to help all of the partners get in that home as quickly as possible. So in order to do that, we need that documentation when it gets out to you. But also important with that is making sure they ask us questions. But we need to have the documentation. A lot of times we have situations where we don't have those verifiable income statements, or if there's certain circumstances for income you want us to consider, but you don't have that to be able to show on paper. That's going to be a challenge. If we're not filing tax returns, that's going to be a big challenge. We have to be able to verify that. We still see that today.
What about TIN numbers?
It's a good question you ask on the TIN numbers. At this time, we are able to look at those situations, but it's important they have to have a current visa.
Okay, so if you don't have a visa, it doesn't work. Bottom line, what else are some of the issues that we've got?
Again, as far as properties that are eligible, similar to what Brandi mentioned right now, we don't finance, unfortunately, through the HOPP, but we have other options. We don't finance mobile homes through this product or barndominiums.
Okay.
So, but again, we have other options for those potential situations. Those are some of the highlights that come to mind as far as things that may not work.
What about child support?
We can look at
Tax liens.
Tax liens, if they are
IRS repayment plans.
if they are released, you're on a plan, we will look at those situations, and a lot of that's going to be case by case. To encourage our clients, let us know what the story is. If you can share the story with our mortgage specialist that'll be working with you, our job is to try to work with the situation, but we can't make it tell us a story.
All right, so bottom line, not be truthful. If you're not going to be truthful, it's going to be caught at the end. So you don't want to waste everybody's time spending appraisal money and all this money. And then, I forgot to tell you. So I'm just sharing that with you. So Jose, I asked Brandi earlier to walk us through the process. And she was very clear on her process. So normally as a realtor, we go out and show houses with people with pre-approval letters typically the good realtors do not get in their car without an approval letter. So how do we get the buyers pre-approved? So I'm working with Crystal here, and Crystal decides that she wants to buy a house, but of course Shad said on my team, don't get in the car without Crystal approval letter.
Yeah.
So what should we do? How do we make the phone call? Do we ask for you? What goes on in this process?
Well, that's a great question. And we remind clients of that. Time is money. So
Okay.
the realtor's not going to get in that car. So we want them to call 1-844-UHOP or 1-844-968-4677. And you'll be introduced to one of our great mortgage specialists that'll walk them through the process and take their information and educate them on all the options we have at Prosperity Bank, including the HOPP. They can also go to our website, www.prosperitybankusa.com/HOPP. We'll take you straight to HOPP. Or prosperitybankusa.com/loans. We'll give you all our other mortgage products. From there, they'll complete the application. We have very new options as well, including online features, and they'll take it from there. Typically, on a complete application for a pre-qualification, I've seen it turn around within a day, if not a few hours, depending on the traffic that day, and you'll be able to get that letter for your client very quickly.
Let's give the phone number out again.
Absolutely. 1-844-UHOP or 1-844-968-4677.
Guys, I am not a lender, but this is the best program. The best loan from the government is the VA loan. The best loan on the conventional product is this HOPP loan. Do I have to be a first-time home buyer?
You do not have to be a first-time home buyer, and we see many opportunities for our clients that unfortunately still have high interest rates. Sometimes they did seller financing. We still see that quite a bit. With our HOPP product, you can do refinance in this product here.
Okay.
So that definitely is a big help to our clients.
What about self-employed people?
Self-employed, we definitely would look at that situation as well. One of the things we're looking at, you only have to be employed in your current position 6 months. Now, on the self-employed, something very important is explained. I just had a situation today. Somebody has been working in their company for 30 years. They had a great opportunity to start their own business in the same field. Well, that's a great situation financially for them. Just establish that history early on in the application so that can be understood when it comes to understanding the income for that.
Okay. We're talking with Jose Oxy, and we've got Brandi Sullivan from the city of Houston. So, Brandi, how did this program work with self-employed people?
It works through tax returns, and
Same
profit
way.
and loss statements. Yes.
So you need to see profit and loss
Yes.
and tax returns.
Right.
Now, let me share this with you. You need an accountant, CPA, to do those tax returns and profit and loss. If you're doing it yourself because you're good at QuickBooks, it is not probably going to work. Am I right?
100%. Yes.
Okay. And the only reason I know because I'm self-employed, when I got my house refinanced, they said, are these certified? No, I do these on my own. I had to go get them certified with an account. So once again, we're letting you know. The numbers are again are 281-837-2222. We're talking about the City of Houston's Revamped Down Payment Assistance Program, and we've got Jose talking about the Prosperity Bank program that's called the HOPP. It is the best loan program I've seen in a long, long time. No MI. For those who are new to the show, MI is the mortgage insurance. So what happens is that when lenders make you a loan, they go out and get the loan insured. So if you don't make payments, they get their money back so they can continue to loan. So when Prosperity Bank has no MI, that means their portfolio in the loan. So they're probably going to be looking at everything. You're probably going to have to document everything because they are on the hook for this loan. So things are going to be probably a little bit tighter, but it's a great, great program. And what I like the best, Jose, is that it's up to $74,000 income, $74,900 if you're in the city of Houston.
In Harris County.
In Harris County. What about Fort Bend?
Fort Bend, so Harris County, Fort Bend County, Galveston County, Waller County, Chambers County, and Montgomery County are all $74,900 this year per.
Okay, what about Brazoria?
So Brazoria County currently this year we are going to be at $91,000.
$91,000. That helped pay them high taxes and high insurance. My name is Shad Boggan. I'm here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15. We've got a great show on hand tonight. We're talking with Brandi Sullivan and Jose. Brandi, if they want more information, like to get this beautiful brochure, how do they get this information about the program?
Right. So our website is www.houstontx.gov /housing/HAP for Home Buyer Assistance Program. You can also call us at 832-394-6200, and that is our call center that can answer all your questions.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. I'm your host, Shad Bogany. I'm here every Tuesday. We're going to be talking about American Title, my favorite title company, Charlene Clancy, at 713-784-0006. Charlene's an excellent title company. She's at 5802 Valverde. Some people ask me all the time, Shad, why do you give the address out? Because there are many American titles out there. The one that I use, the one that I feel has excellent service, and you can call them, they'll take care of business, is going to be Charlene Clancy at 713-784-0006. Guys, she has a great crew. She's got Eric, who speaks Spanish. She's got Ron there, who's very thorough. And then you got Charlene leading the group. Great company, great title company, and you should never buy anything without a title policy. Let me repeat this again. You should never buy anything without a title policy. I don't care if you're buying it from your mom or your dad. Always get a title policy. When I hear people call me on the radio or off the air, first question I got, did you get a title policy? No, we were trying to save some money. Well, it just costs you some money. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the Real Estate Corner with our guests, Brandi Sullivan and Jose Oxy with Prosperity Bank. We'll be right with. Boy, I'm having a senior moment. We'll be right back with you. 'Thinking about buying or selling? Real estate can be a very complicated process. Finding one, how much can you afford? Get survey, put a home on the market, review the net sheets, taxes, advice on financing, homestead exemptions, advice on insurance, what kind of mortgage, inspections, considering offers, negotiations, submitting an offer, how good are the schools, down payment assistance, title insurance, home warranties, closing costs, final walkthrough. These are the pieces of the puzzle of home ownership. I'm the person who helps put it together and the glue that keeps it together. Give me a call, Shad Bogany.
100% financing based on lesser of purchase price or appraised value. Loan subject to income eligibility requirement and credit approval. Escrow required. This ad is not a commitment to lend. Other restrictions apply. NMLS number 466414. Texas and Oklahoma only. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
So, Brandi, I'm going to come back to you. We've been throwing around 70% and 80% of medium income. Let's kind of tell people what that really means on the 70 and the 80, so they get kind of an idea of what the income needs to be in this process.
Right. So AMI just basically stands for Area Median Income. And then what that means per HUD is that our area, Houston, Baytown, Sugar Land, the Woodlands, on average, a 1 to 8 person household makes X amount of dollars. So based on our 2018 numbers, a 4-person household, the average 80% AMI income limit is $59,900, or at least that's the maximum amount that HUD says a house 4-person household can make to qualify for this particular program. They do their calculations internally, and annually they publish these numbers to say, based on your cost of living and et cetera, the wages there, this is what the average person can make to be considered low to moderate income or average income. Those numbers are then utilized by our program to qualify people to participate in the program. We then, based on your household size and income, will determine whether you qualify for a subsidy level of $15,000 or $25,000. The lower your income, if you're at 70% or below, the more you get at the $25,000 level. If you are above 71% but below 80%, you would then qualify for $15,000 in assistance.
Okay. So let me ask you another question. Let's talk a little bit about the people in your household. Okay. So when I talk about, so if my son is 16 working at one of the local restaurants,
right?
May I serve you? Does that income count? My mom lives with me, and she's getting Social Security. They're living with me, so we've got up to 8 people in our household because, everybody's staying together. And so does that income count, or is it just my income who's the borrower?
So if they are a full-time student under 18, that income does not count. But if they are over 18 and a full-time student enrolled in college, we do count a percentage or a dollar amount of their income.
Okay.
However, for your mother-in-law or any benefits such as Social Security or disability, that is counted 100% towards the household income.
Okay. So we're giving, guys, I'm trying to give you all that's there. Brandi's been great. Jose's been great. So, Jose, let's talk about debt ratios. So where's the debt ratio on this 100% loan, and how strict are you on those debt ratios?
Well, we were listening to you, Chad, and one of the things that we were excited about that we did in June is there's 2 ratios as you educate your listeners on, the front-end ratio and the back-end ratio. We eliminated the front-end ratio requirement.
Wow.
So now we're only looking at the back-end, and we are now up to 45%.
45% for the debt ratio. So would you say in everyday terms what that means, 45% of debt ratio? Because I'm sure somebody's listening to me, have never bought a house before, and they want to know what those, how do you get to that 45%?
Absolutely. So we're going to look at all of the obligations the borrower, the applicants have, car notes, credit card payments, child support payments, alimony, anything that you're obligated to pay. We're not talking about the light bill, we're not talking about the water, any of that, but just credit. And including now what your new monthly mortgage is going to be, including taxes and insurance. So we're going to take all of that and compare that to your gross monthly income. So as long as that amount total of all those obligations are less than 45 or no more than 40% of that gross monthly income, you're going to qualify.
Well, Jose, I hear in the industry all the time compensating factors. Is there any compensating factors in your business?
I like to think so. And again, the story is going to dictate a lot of that. The more you can share with us and document for us, that's another thing that's going to go a long way. Credit report situations. Did we dispute something that was on there? Introduce that. Sometimes it's not notated on the credit. Things happen. Show us those letters. That's going to be helpful. I mentioned earlier that self-employed situation. You went from being a wage employee to self-employed, but it makes sense. Or you switch positions. Again, better financial situation, same industry, but now you just better. Well, it's not your fault that you've only been there a month. It's a great thing for you because you now raise your compensation. You got a promotion. That's a good thing for you. So definitely there are factors that we'll look at that can affect in a positive way.
Okay. So, Brandi, any debt ratio issues with your program that you look at? Even though you're giving money away, but if the lenders approve them at 47% back ratio, do you still do the deal? We know Jose's not going to do it, but will you do it?
Right. So we don't take into consideration the lenders' ratios. We do our own internal calculations and underwriting,
Okay.
and that's what we're going to base our approval on.
So, Brandi, would you like to share with us what that back ratio might be?
It is 45% as well.
Okay. Okay. And you do your own same calculations is it anything that he doesn't count that you count?
No. There are probably things that he counts that I don't, such as student loans being deferred for a time period.
All right.
Regardless of the time frame, whether it's a month or whatever, at the time that we get it, if it's deferred, we don't count it.
Okay. We're talking with Brandi Sullivan and Jose Oxy for Prosperity Bank. Brandi's from the city of Houston. And we're talking real estate as we do here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15. Guys, we try to bring you the latest information. I try to cut through all the fluff and give you the real deal because I don't want you calling Brandi and saying, oh, I didn't know that. Or calling Jose and says, oh, I didn't know that. So we're trying to give you the real deal tonight. And Brandi, where would they call if they wanted to? I know you gave the website, but is it a 1-800 number or any sort of number they can call and get more information?
Yes, our call center is 832-394-6200.
And they can get a list of the lenders and all of that.
Yeah, yes, on our website as well. All of that's listed: lenders, realtors, and builders.
Okay. Numbers here again are 281-837-2222. That's 281-837-2222. You're listening to the Real Estate Corner. My name is Shad Bogany. Our guest in the studio, if you come in halfway in the show, we've got Jose Oxy with Prosperity Bank, and we also have Brandi Sullivan with the down payment assistance that they revamped for the city of Houston. So, Brandi, have we missed anything in this program that you'd like the public to know that's important? I know, and I've got some questions for Jose, but anything that we've missed, it works with VA, it works with FHA, it works with conventional type loans. It'll do, as long as the house, condos, townhouses, single family, it'll do those, because now condos and townhouses are becoming the affordable ones.
Yes.
Okay.
The only thing I remember, I was listening when you asked Oxy about what doesn't work. What doesn't work for this program is collections on utilities. Those will need to be satisfied. They will disqualify you. Also, if you have any interest in real estate, meaning, if you are you own a piece of land, that does not qualify as well.
Okay, so if my daddy left me a piece of land,
Yes.
even though I'm at 70% of income,
Right.
and that land ain't doing nothing, I'm feeding that land, it's still purchase the property.
It would be considered, you have ownership in real estate, so
Okay.
you would not be able to qualify for this.
What
program.
else? What else?
That's it. Those are the main two things. It's pretty straightforward and streamlined.
Okay. Student loans, Jose, they're tough. Some of them are big as house notes. And, how does that work if I'm, if I'm behind on my student loans, trying to get in the payment plan, I got one here, one here, one here, one here, and I'm trying to combine them all, and I hadn't combined them all. What kind of flexibility do I have in that process?
Well, as a norm, Chad, what we're looking at is if there's a monthly payment being reported on the credit report, that's what we're using as the obligation.
So, because, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac came out with some new guidelines in regards to student loan. So whatever's being reported on the credit report, that's what I'm using.
As your monthly payment. If there's not a monthly payment being reported, we're going to take the outstanding balance and we're going to take 2% of that balance as your monthly payment.
But if I can get a note or a letter, it works.
That's where we go back to that documentation, that story
Okay.
you're telling us up front.
Okay. Guys, you've been listening to the Real Estate Corner. I'm here in the studio with Brandi Sullivan from the city of Houston. We're talking about their down payment assistance program. We've got a few minutes left in the show, another 15-minute segment. But before we go to that, I wanted to talk with you because we do an ID break at the top of the hour. I wanted to talk about attitude adjustment. And I'd also like Brandi and Jose to chime in on this attitude adjustment. If you're getting a 5 to 7% interest rate, that's a good interest rate. There's no longer new homes under 200,000, over 2,000 square feet. There are very few resales with that similar criteria. If your brother, your sister, your cousin bought a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and paid $150, there are no more out there. We don't have any foreclosures out there. And the ones that are coming, they're going to be flooded. So they're not going to work either. And that's the question I should be asking our guests. What I'm saying is that you can continue to rent all your life, or you can lower your expectations and at least start off building wealth. And that is something that you, as a consumer, is going to have to make a decision. The number one issue in Houston is inventory. We have none. There's no inventory. So if you've been watching HGTV and all these shows telling you discount the houses and you'll never buy one. You will never get one because nothing's happening out there on discounts. And so what I'd like for you to know is that you need to be realistic and you need an attitude adjustment. An attitude adjustment is that should I want to start piece by piece and grow wealth each year by year, or I want to continue sending somebody else on vacations, somebody else's kids to college while I continue to rent. So I'm going to take your $1,000 a month apartment rent. So let's just say that you rented that's $12,000 a year. You've been there 5 years. Now you're up at $60,000 a year that you've helped somebody else build wealth. Buyers, you need to take an attitude adjustment. 5-7% interest rate's a good rate. My first interest rate was 11%, and I was happy to get it back in the 80s. So what I'm sharing with you, what you've seen in the previous years have all been what I would like to say a low interest rate that's abnormal. We're going to take a station ID break. We're going to come back with my attitude adjustments for sellers. Thinking about buying or selling, real estate can be a very complicated process. Finding one, how much can you afford? Get survey, put a home on the market, review the net sheets, taxes, advice on financing, homestead exemptions, advice on insurance, what kind of mortgage, inspections, considering offers, negotiations, submitting an offer, how good are the schools, down payment assistance, title insurance, home warranties, closing costs, final walkthrough. These are the pieces of the puzzle of home ownership. I'm the person who helps put it together and the glue that keeps it together. Give me a call, Shad Bogany. Welcome back to the Real Estate Corner. I'm your host, Shad Bogany. I was giving some attitude adjustments on what the marketplace is right now. You've got to be realistic. And if you are a buyer out there, you really need to be realistic about the price. We have only right at 3.5 to 4 months of inventory. What that means that if no one ever put their house back on the market after today, we'd be out of houses to sell in the Houston area at 3.5 months. That's what months of inventory means. Guys, it is a seller's market. I think the market is slowed down a little bit. I think the reason it's slowed down a little bit is not from the wanting a house. It's no houses out there. And the biggest issue that I find in home ownership for buyers is the lack of wages. Price keep going up, interest rates going up, perfect storm is over with, but your wage hadn't gone up. If you look at where the hottest market is, it's from 500 to 750,000. So the rich keep getting richer, and that's what we see out here in the marketplace. So what I'm sharing with you, you don't have to eat the whole enchilada today. You can take bits and pieces. Start growing wealth. Stop putting money in somebody else's pocket. So let's move over to our sellers. Y'all need an attitude adjustment. Because you just heard what I just said and said, oh, I can get a lot of money for my house or my lot or whatever, or my investment property or whatever. Let me share this with you. If you have a single family home or a condo or a townhouse and it's been on the market more than 30 days, it's overpriced or it's got a condition issue. And you, the seller, have control over all of that. The agent doesn't have control over it. The buyer doesn't have control over it. You do. So if your house has been on the market a while, walk outside, turn around and look at it and ask yourself, would you buy this house? Your door needs varnishing, no landscaping in the backyard, and you're still asking top dollar. So I'm asking sellers, take the time, listen to your realtor. If you're not going to listen to them, why hire them? And I've got some out there who don't pay no attention to what I got to say. And I already know how this is going to work out. You're going to fire me, and then you're going to hire the next agent, and then you're going to lower the price of what I told you it should have been in the beginning, and the next agent is going to be the hero. So I'm going to share this with you one more time. If you are a seller and your home has been on the market more than 30 days, I'll be kind and say if it's been on the market more than 40 days, it's overpriced, or it's a condition issue, and you, the seller, has control over it. So they should be teaching this in all these home buying classes too, because y'all come out with your certificate and you can't wait to find that $100,000 house, and what I'm here to tell you, there's not any. So Brandi, you deal with it. Jose, you deal with it. Brandi, I'm sure you got people in your pipeline. You tell me what you're finding out there for the buyers who ready to go.
The buyers are competing with people that are flipping the house, investors, or the competition is so fierce that they, just kind of get stuck out. At the end of the day, it is going to be a small amount of money that's going to make or break this deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have a pipeline of buyers who hadn't found a house.
Correct.
Okay.
Nothing in their budget.
Nothing in their budget. So what you continue to do is rent. Now, I've been talking for the last 30 years telling you I should be buying a house. 28 years. I'm getting old. 28 years. And before I got on air, so you could say 30. So I've been talking about people buying a house. And you didn't do it when I told you to buy it. You know, it was a perfect storm. We had low interest rates. We even had a downturn in the market where you had low interest rates plus the downturn. And you still sat on the fence. And now it's become about building wealth. So, Jose, what's going on your end?
Well, you know, Chad, one of the biggest things that's still happening is buyers want to go see the houses before they get the financing in place. And that's still real important. They're missing out as they're competing with the investors. Well, they're taking those cash offers or other offers that have the financing in place. So that's really important that they get pre-qualified. But even before that, if they have an opportunity to plan, you mentioned the home buyer education courses. Brandi needs that certificate as well. Knowing that that's out there, there's still many out there that aren't aware of all the programs, all the classes that are available. Some at no cost, most of them at no cost.
Right.
Many here in Houston. So going to those classes, if you have that time frame to plan things out, and getting your financing in place, very important.
And I know some of you listening to me show you stuck in traffic and say, I don't know what this guy's talking about. My realtor told me there's plenty of houses out there. I just got to find one I like. Well, I'm going to tell you that realtor's not telling you the truth and he's not full time. If you're in this business all day long, you know, because I've got buyers I don't have any houses for, guys. And so I'm sharing this with you. I want you to take advantage. I want you to build wealth. You know, I'd love everybody to buy a house from me, but you know, the bottom line, if you don't buy it from me, buy it from somebody that you trust who knows what they're doing. Because when you purchase a home, it's a process. And I've had Jose talk about his process. I've had Brandi talk about his process. You need a captain of your ship to guide you through all that. We didn't talk about inspections. Brandi, inspection. So if I inspect the house myself, will you use that inspection or you still got to do another inspection?
I still have to do another inspection. We offer an inspection free of charge to the buyer through the department. It's called a HQS, or Housing Quality Standards Inspection, and we want to verify the safety and sanitary of the home.
Okay, so Brandi just told you her house has to be in good condition. Jose, let me ask you, how good a condition do these houses need to be on this 100% no MI approval at 600 credit score, 45% back ratio? How good those houses need to be?
Well, they need to be habitable, for sure, okay? But we understand cosmetic issues come into play. Paint, carpet, those are your normal things. If you're going to pass Brandi's inspection, you're going to pass whatever we will look at. So we encourage strongly you do that early on.
Okay. We're talking with Jose, actually with Prosperity Bank, and Brandi Sullivan. Both of them are here on the studio with us tonight talking about this program. So, Brandi, how are you getting the word about your Revamped program? I'm glad you're here. We've been talking about hooking up for a while here. So how are you getting the message out to the realtors? How are you getting the message out to the consumers who are out there? And are you, I know what I want to ask you. Are you working with Section 8 home ownership?
We do allow it.
Okay.
We're still trying to see, get that into our pipeline.
Okay.
There's still an issue of just the affordability.
Okay. Affordability. You know, I don't understand how I can afford $1,500 a month rent and I can't afford a house. Mm-hmm. I don't understand that. So, you know, if you're out there, guys, take advantage of the market. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention my other sponsor, and that's Dixie Hardware, the Dixon family. They're at Cullen and OST. If you're redoing your house, sheetrock work, need paint, you need electrical, and if it's an old house, they got stuff that these big box stores don't even carry. They got lawn equipment, they got plumbing, electrical, toilets, bowls, everything that you need at Dixie Hardware. And it's a huge place. So if you think Dixie is small, it's not. You want sheetrock, wood, they've got it all at Dixie Hardware. Lawn equipment, security doors, you name it, they've got it. Or you just want to cut a key, or you just want to get some glass done. Go to Dixie Hardware, go by and see them. They are a great hardware store. They're family owned, and where service is most important. And the thing I like about Dixie so much is when you walk in the door, the first thing they say, "Welcome to Dixie Hardware. How can I help you?" Well, I'm looking for the paintbrush. Oh, it's over there. They take you over there and show you the paintbrush just so you can choose what works for you and answer your questions. Numbers again at Dixwork, 713-747-7717. Let's go ahead and get our two callers in for Brandi and Jose. Hello, you're on the air. 6%'s okay, my friend. It just, we've been living in the life of the low rates, and those were abnormal. So I'm going to turn it over to Jose. What's the rates right now, Jose?
So they're very competitive for this HOPP product. Specifically, we're in the fours, subject to change every day.
Okay.
The rate is locked in for you the day you have a complete application, which is defined by having a property address part of the application.
So that answer your question. I'm seeing caller anywhere between 4.5, closed one the other day at 5.3, and a lot of it depends on whether or not you're getting down payment assistance or that particular program is providing it. If that program is providing down payment assistance to you, then they're typically going to have a little bit higher interest rate. That's how they compensate for giving you down payment. Okay, how does we take the interest rate's going to go up? Is that what you guys heard?
I heard it was the sales.
Yep. Sales
Okay.
market.
The sales market right now, 14 was the best year ever in Houston. 15 got better. 16 got better. 17 got better. I do believe in 18 you're going to see a slowdown or somewhat because we hadn't gotten all those foreclosures on those homes that flooded. So I think once those hit the market, you're going to get a slowdown because if they flooded more than 3 times, then they're going to be hard to rehab. So you're an investor out there, been watching HGTV, and you go buy a house that's flooded 3 times, you're going to have to hit the new guidelines. We had Bill Baldwin here on the show last week talking about the new flood program, the new program with the city that's called Rule Number 19. And so I personally believe that home sales will continue to grow, but I think where you're going to see them growing is the higher end market where you're seeing them grow right now. That where you're seeing the lack of growth is from about 200 and below. That's where you're seeing the lack of growth there. As Jose said, the investors are coming in, and Brandi said they're coming in buying them because they know we've got a rental market. Now think about it, guys. The HUD has just stopped paying for these people who've been in hotels, okay? They've been in hotels, living in hotels since almost a year ago. Now they're getting out into the rental market. So what happens with that rent? It continues to push up. You don't have to praise a rental house. You may have to praise a house that you're buying, but you don't have to praise it. So I can get as much as I want. So I think home prices and the market is going to continue to go extremely well. I do think we will have a correction. I believe when you start loosening the rules and everything goes and banking is going back to where it was when we had the big letdown. I'm sorry, Jose. Going back to where it was back in the day. And I think we may have some corrections there. That's just my prediction. Guys, any thoughts from y'all in?
Agreed. Yeah.
Yep, same. Agreed.
Okay. And we have the thing that cracks me up, Brandi, we have help for the poor, 70 to 80%. We have help for the rich. They're getting big tax cuts now. But that middle working everyday guy, there's not any. I want some welfare for the working man. Can I get some welfare for the working man?
Yep.
Because there's nothing there
Nope.
for those people. And nobody really talks about it. You know, people are paying now in this state 50% almost of their income going toward housing. If you're making minimum wage, you can't even afford the 2-bedroom apartment in the ghetto anymore.
Right.
So things are changing, and I think we're going to have to, as I said, buyers, let me say about the attitude adjustment. Stop thinking big. Just think getting started. As long as I got 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, as long as I got a bath, get in that house. You don't have to be there forever. It's not the last place you're going to be. It's a step up. Maybe you rent it out. After your 5-year deal with the city of Houston, go out. I've had people in Habitat homes. They stay there at a time, and then they got better jobs, move out, buy a $500,000 house. Somebody helped them,
Right.
but they got up and on their feet and working. It's a step-by-step process. It's not about the whole enchilada. Let's see if we got another caller. Hi, caller, you're on the air. All right, Jose, how do they qualify?
Absolutely. Thank you for calling in. So again, you have two options. You could go to our website, www.prosperitybankusa.com/HOPP, or you can call at 1-844-968-4677. And you'll be speaking with one of our mortgage specialists, and they'll walk you through all the options you have, including for HOPP, and can start you on the path with your application for your pre-qualification. Sure. So the income, again, is going to be determined by the county and where you're going to be looking for your property, where you're going to live in. And as far as the income, if you're a waged employee, you only have to be in your current position at least 6 months. That's it currently. Yes, ma'am. As Mr. Chad said, that's what it is today. So I encourage you, if you like what you're hearing or other options out there for you, definitely the time to act.
So, Jose, what's the phone number for HOPP again?
Absolutely. Again, 1-844-UHOPP or 1-844-968-4677.
All right, guys, you've been listening to the Real Estate Corner. I want to thank my producer, Jermaine Freeman, and I apologize for not getting to those callers sooner. I want to thank Brandi Sullivan for coming into the studio, spreading some love here about the new city Revamped program. And the best loan on the planet, I want to thank Jose and Prosperity Bank for sharing it with us. See you next week on the Real Estate Corner. Thinking about buying or selling, real estate can be a very complicated process. Finding one, how much can you afford? Get survey, put a home on the market, review the net sheets, taxes, advice on financing, homestead exemptions, advice on insurance, what kind of mortgage, inspections, considering offers, negotiations, submitting an offer, how good are the schools, down payment assistance, title insurance, home warranties, closing costs, final walkthrough. These are the pieces of the puzzle of home ownership. I'm the person who helps put it together and the glue that keeps it together. Give me a call, Shad Bargaining.